Hello there, and welcome to Dr. T for today, May the 28th, and we're going to start off with Stage 1. Bit of a crazy Stage 1 this week, actually. I guess it's not this week, it's today. There's a shock launcher just behind the HQ and a boom cannon just in front of the HQ, and sadly both of these things need to be taken out or they're going to do horrible things to your tanks. So what I suggest is throw your GBE at the shock launcher first. Hopefully you can take it out, and then as you roll up on the boom cannon, throw a stun, flare right onto the boom cannon if you have to, like if your tanks start veering away and doing weird things. Let your tanks take out the boom cannon with it being shocked, obviously, and hopefully all the crates and everything you kind of scooped up on your way there. I know I kind of like fast forwarded through that part, but there are a bunch of crates on the right hand side, so hopefully that'll give you the GBE that you need. And then once you take out that boom cannon, you can flare up to around where my ladies are right there, and I'm pretty sure that's out of range of the sniper tower, maybe not. Now, if you find the sniper tower is doing way too much damage to your tanks, by all means, flare onto the sniper tower, kill the shit out of it, and then if you're still in range of the mortar, which I don't know if you will be, you can flare a little further south and be completely safe. Moving on to Stage 2. Stage 2, again, another one of these ridiculously high-level rocket launchers on, like, this random low base. So that's fine. We can live with that. It's okay. It's totally fine. What I would suggest is throwing out some GBE and taking out that cannon. Obviously, I took out the mines in the same barrage, but if your barrage isn't high enough level, just use a little GBE to clear out the mines and the cannon. That's the important part, really. How many you use is lesser importance as long as you've got the energy to actually pull it off. If you don't, take out the cannon as the priority, take out the mines as a bonus. Also, if you're concerned about the level of that rocket launcher, by all means keep some GBE so that you can either blow it up with your gunboat, or you can flare onto it with your tanks and let your tanks just like beat it down and then move on to the HQ afterwards. And that takes us to Stage 3. See, this is why I normally don't fast forward stuff, man. I tell you, I keep rambling on and I don't have enough time to ramble in between these levels. It's just, oh my god, I'm gonna have to pick up the pace. Alright, so we're gonna start on the left hand side. We're gonna land and we're gonna let the tanks take out all the free GBE. Yes, I consider these flamethrowers free GBE because, my god, look at those. They're not even able to hit the tanks. It's not even fair. Anyways, flare up in the top left corner, take out all of the boxes and barrels and all the things. Let the cannons take free shots at you because there's one drunken ass tank who's like, I'm gonna go towards the cannons, blah. I want to test out my new armor. I don't know. Anyways, so once you kind of get them into that top left hand corner, they're gonna start taking out all those free little non-defense gunboat energy buildings. We're gonna call them goo storage. So your tanks should follow those goos all the way around the corner and naturally come down to this cluster of defenses. You got a cannon, a couple sniper towers, a couple cannons, I guess, technically, machine guns, stuff like that. Basically, you can throw a shock and shock most of that block. Not the whole block, but most of it. And then flare yourself up to the very top once you've taken out that cluster, and basically right here the only thing that can hit you is a rocket launcher. So if you've got the free GBE, you can blow up the rocket launcher, not the boom cannon. I know the boom cannon died before the rocket launcher, but I was actually trying to kill the rocket launcher because it's the only thing that can damage my troops. The boom cannon can't actually reach you. Now if you don't have the GBE to take out the rocket launcher, by all means you can stun it or you can heal your troops. And it'll work out. Or if you've got medics that are running around after your tanks, then you don't even have to worry about it because your medics will counteract that rocket launcher. Whew. Alright, let's move on to stage 4. Quattro, as I have learned. So, stage 4 requires a bit of preloaded gunboat energy. Like, you've got to dump it pretty early on, because there is a shock launcher and a boom cannon on the right hand side there, and we're gonna go right up the right hand side. I know it looks like, oh yeah, you could go through the middle and stuff, but there's like boom cannons out there, and there's a long trek, and there's shock launchers and a bunch of weird stuff. So I just figured, you know what, KISS method. So I used the artilleries on that little 4-pack because it's going to take out a cannon and the machine gun and the boom cannon. And then I used the barrages on the shock launcher because the overflow from the barrages kind of carries over onto that sniper tower and doesn't take it out, but it at least weakens it. And depending obviously on the levels of your artillery and barrage, you might have to mix it up a little bit. You might have to throw a barrage. If you do throw a barrage on the little 4-pack, I suggest you do it right in the middle. It will decrease the amount of damage done to each individual tower. However, the spread over all 4 of them will be much better, and you'll get more damage, and things will be more balanced. So if you are throwing artillery, you're not going to have like one of those instances where there's like one defense where it's got a quarter of its health left, and then you have to throw an extra artillery and it's just a pain in the ass. Like, everything should go down all at the same time. Land on the right hand side, obviously, and then just let your tanks slowly creep up through the shards of the defenses you blew up, I guess. And they should be able to make fairly quick work of it because, let's be honest, you kind of softened everything up for them. Now, if you have any ability at all to take out the boom mine that's sitting there in front of the rocket launcher and beside the mortar, throw an artillery, well, you're probably not going to have critters, but, throw Tim, the idiot who continuously drives towards the freaking boom cannon, at it. Whatever it takes. But if you let it hit your tanks, it's gonna hurt. So what I did, because I was like, you know what, this is interesting. I've got something that's really low. I've got a lot of hit points on my HQ here. I've got a hurting tank. I'm gonna probably run out of GBE, and I have significantly more GBE than most people, so what do? Well, I rush the HQ, and that's why I say that boom mine actually hurts. Like, that, had my tank not been the level it is, would have wiped the tank right off the face of the planet. So, once you're up in behind the HQ, nothing can hit you. So, you can have your tank sit there, blow up the 2 rocket launchers, and basically work that HQ down. I'm gonna throw some critters just because I can. I'm not gonna lie. Also, to kind of speed things up and get a move on to stage number 5, which is Senko. Yeah, I've been watching like Sesame Street, Dora the Explorer. I don't know. I've been watching shows that teach me things. I know, I try not to, but it happens every once in a while. Anyways, stage 5, pretty easy, pretty tame compared to, like, say, stage 4 for level comparable type things and whatnots. Basically, land your troops on the far right. I flared, like, all the way over to the right, and then obviously take out the 1 boom cannon that's in the way, and spread the love with the sniper tower, because everybody hates sniper towers anyways. And then let your tanks just kind of troll in from this section. Basically, I probably should have put the flare a little bit higher up, more towards the boxes. What I was kind of trying to do was get it even with the sniper tower, because when all your tanks move in, 1 shock on that sniper tower takes out a mortar, 2 cannons, the sniper tower. It, like, kind of stuns the whole wall of defenses that they've got going on here, and your tanks can move in and start just picking things off. Now, if you have the GBE, what I suggest now is you start working on the sniper tower that is directly south of the HQ, just because it will have range on your final, I guess, attack vector. Yes, that sounds very official. We're gonna go with attack vector. So use it if you have the GBE. Use it to blow up this this tower. If you don't have the GBE, you may have to suck up the fact that you're going to lose a tank or three, or you may have to stun it and just kind of like hold it off and hope your medics can balance things out, or you can flare your tanks down onto that sniper tower, let your tanks actually blow it up, and then flare it all the way back to where I'm chilling here. My only fear is if you flare down onto that sniper tower, you might run into a situation where the boom cannon is able to get range on you. I'm not 100%, and there's definitely other sniper towers and stuff around, so like things could get a little hairy if you're just kind of rolling in because you know you feel like it. Anyways, pretty straightforward stage 5 compared to stage 4 where you need to have ridiculous amounts of GBE for that level. We will move on to stage 6, and stage 6 I decided to just try something a little crazy. So these shock launchers have the shock launcher has about 20k hit points, give or take. The boom cannon had like a squeak over 10,000. Like basically it had 10k health. And then I landed sort of middle-ish, and I flared sort of middle-ish, because we're going up the middle-ish. Watch out, left-hand side, there is a boom cannon. You can see it right there, just above, you know, where my troops are grayed out because I've landed them. There's that boom cannon. Watch out for that guy because, well, it's a boom cannon. Come on. And then on the right-hand side, there are some sniper towers there and a boom cannon way over. You can only see like half of it on the screen right now, but basically like you've got lots of room on that right-hand side, which is really nice. Now I let the tanks kind of drift in and take out some defenses, and then they started getting way too close to the boom cannon because they're idiots. So I brought them back into the center again, which is okay because basically where those boom mines are is where you want to eventually end up with your tanks. It's just I kind of was going through and being a little excessive with the clearing of the area to try and make for a safe place for my tanks to hang. It didn't work out. I lost tanks. So if you put yourself pretty much just a little south of where I am right now, and I'm gonna actually flare down to hopefully make this happen, you should be out of range of the shock launcher up in the north. If you've got some smokes, you can throw it on your medics just to kind of keep them alive, but like from here you should have like a rocket launcher and a couple of mortars firing at you. Nothing incredibly scary at all, and you should be able to take down the rest of the base without any real issues. And honestly, if I had, it's the fact that the tank was on, like, I guess my flanking troops, like not the lead, not the vanguard, if you would, which is what I was giving all my attention to. I would not have even lost a tank there, so, and probably not the medic either. So you guys should be able to do awesome things. Now I did do a bit of a split attack, or split landing here on stage 7, just because there's a bunch of crap down in the south, and I wanted to blow up the flamethrower because it's free GBE, so why the hell not, right? Alright, let's get started with blowing stuff up. Shock launcher, around 20k hit points again. Boom cannon, actually I think only around 15, give or take, 15, 16. And actually I guess the shock launcher is like a smidge over 20, maybe it's like 21, whatevers. Okay, and then the boom cannon is also apparently 20k. So, well, you know, maybe a little under 20k, 18k, whatever. The point is, they have a lot of hit points, and they hit really hard, and the shock launcher will shock your shit for a long time. So I kind of went into the wall and realized, you know what, the damage is spread out, my poor medics are running back and forth like crazy men. Let's not play this game, let's group everybody up in the top left-hand corner, and burn the shit out of them, apparently, because I'm like, hey, yeah, the flamethrower, that sounds like a good idea. So, get up into that left-hand corner and let your tanks kind of come through and naturally start wiping out the defenses, but don't do what I did and put them in range of the flamethrower, because, like, honestly, that should have been a free defense. It should have been like, no, you can't do damage to me, I win, na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Nah. So as they kind of come down, you're gonna move into the section that you've already bombed the shit out of, taking out the shock launcher and boom cannon, which is fantastic because it's nice and quick to just kind of push through there. What I do suggest is pulling your troops back away from the sniper towers that are in the top right of my screen that you can probably see there. Just because those sniper towers will actually start hurting your poor tanks and doing bad things. And then I forgot about a surprise shock launcher. Ah, damn it. So another shock launcher, same sort of deal, around like 20k hit points. Blow it up. Hopefully you've got the GBE still. If you don't, then, well, you can probably leave it there and kind of work through it, you know what I mean? Like, if you've got a bit of a line going on your tanks, it might stun some of your tanks. Oh, yeah, also retarded, like, I'm gonna go after the cannon, hooray, hooray. No, not cool, brah, not cool. And then I kind of pulled too forward. I was in range of another cannon and had to pull back. Sorry. Near the end here, things got really sloppy and crazy, because the second I pulled back, it started going down to the other tank, and I was just like, you know what, at this point, I'm just going to smoke it, because otherwise, the last hour of this is going to be just me flaring around. Anyways, hopefully this has helped you. Thank you very much for watching, and most importantly, have yourselves a fantastic day.